Picture this. The year is 1986, and you're sitting in the audience of Her Majesty's Theatre to see a new show that has just come out. The lights dim, the music starts, and you have no idea you're about to witness theatrical history in the making. With the rise of a massive chandelier to the ceiling, it begins. The Phantom of the Opera, and the man behind the mask, Andrew Lloyd Webber. Webber was born on March 22, 1948, and his upbringing had much to do with who he would later become. His father, William, composed and played the organ. His mother also played the organ but was a violinist as well, and his younger brother was a cellist. Coming from such a musical family, it's no wonder he also picked up the musical bug. At a young age, he started to compose his own music and began to even put on productions for his family. As he grew, he got out of music for a while and began an interest in history, which he studied briefly at Magdalen College in Oxford. Even still, he never lost his passion and soon switched his studies to music, transferring to the Royal College of Music in South Kensington, London. This choice would be one that would alter the course of his career forever. While studying in London, he made many connections which would later become partners on some of his most famous musicals. Thus far, in his lifetime, Webber has written 20 musicals, and while all of them gained attention and added to the success of his career, 4 of them were the most notable. The first was Jesus Christ Superstar, a rock opera based on the accounts written about the Passion. The second was Cats, a musical composed of the poetry written by T.S. Eliot. The third was Evita, a musical based on the life of Argentine politician Eva Perón. And the fourth, his most notable work, The Phantom of the Opera, based upon a 1910 novel written by Gaston Leroux. All of these musicals differ so much from one another by plot, look, and feel, but they are all linked by one very important thing: music. The style that they are all written in has a very punchy sound that feel very powerful to the listener. Some come across as thunderous walls of sound all at once, while others are more understated, but the feeling they bring with them is something unlike any other composition. Something else he loves to add to his music is repetition of key notes, pitches, and phrases. Let's discuss a few examples from some of his most famous compositions. First, we have Jesus Christ Superstar, Cats, and The Phantom of the Opera. What this example will show is the thunderous starts to his music and the punchy, rock-like textures. Next, I would like to showcase the repetition in his music by using a prime example from the first and the second Phantom of the Opera. Growing up around music and theater, I grew to admire the classics, and throughout the years I have fallen in love with the music of Andrew Lloyd Webber specifically. From his very first show to his latest rendition of Cinderella, there has always been something about the mix of classical theater, rock, and pop music that pulls me in. Even when I was lucky enough to see one of my favorite of his, Cats, it did not disappoint. There is something so mysterious and wonderful about the way he writes and the way he portrays characters through music that makes him arguably one of the greatest composers of all time. He may be known as a composer, a musician, and a great writer, but to me, he will always be known as the man behind the mask.